Yeah, so I want to kind of catch us up to speed for the fourth time on what's exactly happened here. I basically got ahead of myself and started chasing the alternator. I ordered the alternator, got it here. It was, 100 or so bucks. And then went to go pulling it all apart. Of course, that freed up all of the different pulley assemblies of the serpentine belt, and found that one was fine. That alternator was fine. Now it was OEM, and I already had the one on stock from eBay. I didn't want to go through the return process and then replace that anyways. So we did find the AC compressor was the root of the issue. There's a couple other things I'm going to go over real quick in this video, just to kind of go down the chain of thought that I had. So first things first, I'm just going to start pulling stuff out of here. This is a set of valve cover to head bolts. So the previous owner, or one of the previous owners, had lost them and made some new ones, and in the course of trying to get it to receive, stripped out the threads in the head. So I've just gotten a whole new set of those. I have a helicoil repair kit here. This is essentially going to, this is the new, another new set of these studs. This may be what I need most of. So we'll take a look at all of this stuff and break it out, see what it is I need and what it is I don't need. So that's two of the same. I accidentally ordered one off of Amazon as well. I think this one's used and this one's new. I looking at this one doesn't quite seem right unless I'm looking at it wrong. This was the cap that I tried to cover in one of the videos. This is a replacement for the distributor cap cover that they put on this gen. Used to be a distributor cap at the end of the valve cover, and what they did was they OEM plugged it. Well, that OEM plug fails, so anyways, that's just leaking like a sieve all down the side of the block and all through the oil pan, and just creating a massive mess, which is hard to locate, but now I've located that. This is where a lot of this stuff is. This might be, I guess we could do a little unbox here and get into it. Here's our helicoil repair kit. So this is what's going to repair the headset. It's just got some little like tap and plug things here a bit, and basically a new tap. It's just for when you've damaged threads and something like a head where you don't want to have to replace the head. You basically make new threads. You gotta bore out the old ones and re-tap and reset in new ones. So that's what this is, specifically for the type of threads we need on the Honda head. The valve cover, that'll tighten that up. That other piece will give us, hopefully, savings on oil. Now we'll pull all four of these out, but what I've got in this box is a bunch of ignition coils. I paid $3 extra to get them in blue. Whatever, they're normally black. So anyways, yeah, this could be the cause of one of our misfires. I have a cylinder 4 misfire that keeps coming back. It might be for a couple reasons. I'm thinking that I'm getting some like splash and some of the, getting some soak on these and the plugs, and so it's just drowning. But anyways, we've got some ignition coils. We'll do that probably the same time that we do the head and valve cover repair. We'll kind of do that as a segment, and then break off on the AC compressor and alternator as a segment as we rebuilt it, and then we'll move into the other video. So in this box, basically it's just a new alternator. Whoop, it's about to be an alternator. Spider just fell off this. I guess I almost died there. Spider bite. But that's about it. For the actual mechanical stuff, we're still waiting on the AC compressor. There's an eBay order that's going to take us, I think, next Wednesday. And then I go to O'Reilly's, I get the vacuum pump. I can recover the refrigerant that's in the AC system itself, get that out of there, so then I can start cracking the high and low pressure lines, remove the condenser motor, put it in a new one, which there's going to be some stuff there because I think that it was hodgepodge together to get going. The one that I'll be pulling out doesn't have a clutch on it. The one coming does. I think it's supposed to. I don't know, again, the history of the car. So there'll be some stuff there. It might just be as simple as doing a connection. So yeah, we'll do all that stuff together. New alternator, new AC compressor. We'll button all that stuff up. At that point, we should be, I'm hoping, mechanically sound. If not, I've got a couple of like ideas on stuff I can do here, low cost to no cost, that will help if we're still getting weird stuff on the ignition system. I talked to my buddy Blaine today about these coilovers. I need to learn about these a lot more than I thought I did. I don't know if that makes sense, but I know they're not plug and play. I know there's just a few adjustments you make on each one. I think the best route for me is to just get one side of this car up, old tires, wheels, old struts out, and then just kind of keep going into it with different setups until I feel good about like the stands and camber and toe and all that stuff. And then once I have it set up, I should be able to mimic it on the other side, and I'll do that for both the front and backs. I'm hoping that's good. I'll of course have to go and get it aligned after all that's done. But yeah, I just kind of want to snug up on the wheels a little bit, get it a little lower, and tighten up the suspension drastically. I did realize what these were. This was just a piece that came with it for if you're doing the RSX conversion. There's like some stuff you've got to do apparently. But I don't need them. This will just end up as a crash. That's about it. So that covers where we're at. Yeah, I've literally got into it and then ran up onto the issue of having to recover that refrigerant out of there. And just the set of tools alone to start to think about doing that is about $150. I've gone and done that. And then, of course, the compressor was another $100 or so. I've gone and done that. It's on the way. It's just running late. And then, I'll rent the vacuum pump, so that will be kind of the catalyst for the engine compartment, hoping that once we get it all buttoned back up and the valve repair and all this stuff is tight and the new ignition coils, so I already got new plugs. I'll do a full oil change and coolant flush and all of the above, and then we'll basically just give her a start, see how she sounds. We'll probably, if I've got enough time, I'll end up doing the coilovers in the garage. I've got the space, I can maybe do them out of the garage, but I am just sick of having like bankrolling projects to do in the future. I have a whole other truck worth of projects I gotta do that's just like sitting here on the shelf. The Honda took precedence because of a couple of things. We can get into that later, but I'm just trying to push it and get it back to operational and safe. So yeah, we're on a race this summer to get a couple of projects well on their way to complete. Just stay tuned. This was kind of a simple one. But yeah, let's take a look here. I'll kind of get a closer look at these 17s that I picked up. This is 17 by 7. Got it off of Facebook Marketplace just for like pennies, literally. I had to follow a homeless guy out in the woods to hear a story about an abandoned Accord to get these, which I did. Really super cheap deal. Anyways, so we got those on. They've got to get cleaned up. I realized these have been painted aftermarket, so I think they came kind of like a brushed aluminum, or like a, you know what I mean, just an aluminum face. And that might look cool. So in the process of cleaning these up, what I may end up doing is totally stripping them back down to the aluminum and then painting them again. And of course, those colors will be determined by everything else we do. Now, body-wise, this door set here, it's gonna have to be a junkyard thing. I could probably get that front door back. I would need some help from like a body guy. This back door here is just not going to happen. There's too much creasing, and it could even be that the front door is too far gone too. So I'll be touching some of this stuff. Those doors I'd really like to get done for Lily beforehand. This back tire here is bald, so I may just get a new tire there. On inspection, all the other the other 3 tires look really good, so I don't think there's a point in me getting a whole new set of tires, unless I get rich. Yeah, we're gonna debadge it. I'll get the pinstripe off. She'll probably hate me, but I'm gonna get her stickers pulled off everywhere. Basically, just we're taking it all the way back to, like, I want it to feel like she's getting a new car, and now she'll have a different, like, you know, there's a whole nother level of investment on this thing, because not only did her grandpa, you know, kind of pull up and swing hard for her to get this, you know, and it's gotten her down the road a few years now, but now I'm going to swing hard on this thing just to kind of get it back to a point where it should get her down the road a bit. I mean, it's probably got an engine swap in the future. She does plan on keeping this once it gets back to her. Who knows how long I'll have it, really. There's a deal we have. There's flexibility with that, of course, but really I just like to see that Lily's in a place to have like a project car on the side. Like, you know, I'd really like to see her, you know, get a car that's really dependable, that, you know, isn't gonna like be farting around with her like this one has been. And then once I get it operational, she can take ownership of it and just kind of continue mission, you know, like with the things that may be needed. You know, like there's certain things like these wheels and tires being super cheap, you know, you probably want to get a new set eventually, but those things cost money. And, you know, when we're in early stages of adult life, it's like nobody should really be justifying getting aftermarket wheels and that kind of stuff until you're, you know, you got your head wrapped around the banking system of America and all that. So be careful out there, folks. For me, this stuff is like a latent passion. I, you know, didn't have a lot of exposure to like mechanic stuff when I was a kid. That's not to say that I didn't have the opportunity around tools and stuff. We didn't have a lot of broken down cars. I just don't think our household really dealt with it. But if I know anything about my dad, he was a car guy. And so this passion has kind of come on late in life. I think I started messing with him really heavily and, like, you know, breaking apart engines and stuff. Probably less than 10 years ago. So I'm still learning. Everything is uphill, including those coilovers. It's literally like I told my buddy, it's like Klingon gibberish when people start talking about spring rate and droop and all of that stuff. I'm lost in the sauce for sure. Anyways, I think that'll wrap this video. We did kind of like a secondary unboxing and an update, kind of like the chain of events. There's, of course, going to be a lot to come here, a lot of work to do. I'm going to do better about capturing that. I got so into the weeds just trying to uncover what the source of the issue was that I forgot to record, like breaking out the whole timing chain cover and breaking the top off the motor down to the head, and I recorded none of that. So I'm going to do better for the next couple episodes, and we'll get back to it soon. Thanks all. Okay, I almost did this to you guys again, where I started a project without recording, but so I busted this tail light loose out of the trunk. I've unclipped the lights. We're coming out with the housing. It's totally free. There it is. Okay, we're gonna go. I'll leave this one here just to kind of take a look. I'm gonna wipe this out a little bit too. Okay, we're back. I grabbed the wrong piece. Alright, here we are. One for one. Take a look here. And let's see what we have to do. So, first things first, we'll take our little seals off. We'll actually reseal the OEMs. Just because I'm OCD. That's a little stud protectors. We'll also I'm spending a lot of time doing this, and I probably don't need to. So it did have this. We'll just take that off, throw that down, and then just back down where it needs to go. And then we'll get it sitting here. That's gonna look real good when she gets pulled. Again, tight. We will simply switch this over. Stop there. Feels pretty good. And then we'll get in here and do this one. That's it. Now we will simply realign our lights. Felt like it broke. I'm sure it did. Seems about right for me. My patience is less than. That's the beauty of car stuff. Is kind of learn a lot about yourself in the process. Just taking a second to look how it goes. We'll go along with it. Again, feels like she's broken. She's not. So let's release in here. And we'll do kind of a look. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, let's do the other one. Hey, look at that. It's waking up. So let's do these corners over here. Yeah, let's do those. So I imagine what we need to do here is probably pull this corner back. We need a flathead screwdriver to do that, which I did have in here. Not sure if I want to put it back or not. That would probably seem like what I'd do. But here it is right next to me. So it's like the carpets on these little body screws. Those are kind of cute. Take those out. Gather those up. This one's lost the collar. Just won't. You want to break these damn things, and then you're screwed. Okay, there's one. Come out like that. Here's another one. Get. Put that down there, and we'll do the other side as well. So we're just making it easier for ourselves. Of course. And I realize I'm not recording right now, so you put a little tension on the play. If I had the video on, you have to take my word for it. Do another clip out. Okay, so that should be all the corners. This one's really tucked in here, so we'll just really untuck it. Looks like 1, 2, Both our lights have a harness. Our overkill ratchet on death mode. See, now look at how much I have. I can get this one. And I can even get that one. And maybe I even get this one. I have a tool. It's called a brain. We have all three of those. Those will go back here. And while I got the tool in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and do this side. This is a lot stiffer on this side, so. This side is really giving me bear. I don't know what's going on here. That side. I'll have to pop that off. Okay, like, honestly, this is kicking the crap out of me. I got so mad I hurt myself and almost broke the Honda kind of housing where it goes in. So I need to take a break and look it up. You know, sometimes it pays to take a break, take a step back. Yeah, I opened up my hand pretty good just wrestling this thing. This is a flood car. And I had to take the bumper off to get these lights out. You know how I know it's a flood car? Because of the way it is. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I was kind of doubting myself. I mean, there's a lot of dirt and caked mud up above the bumper line. I have no doubt in my mind that this was a flood car or it got sank in a bog somewhere. But I have like rock and sediment up here. Yeah, so I just kind of need to stop again. I've got some findings here. Unfortunately, I wasn't sure at first, but this is definitely a flood car that was kind of restored and put back on the road without going through the insurance process. I was doubtful for a few moments as I started cleaning this section up, but there's no doubt in my mind at this point that this Civic was submerged. Up to, I believe, about here. So basically the door handles. You know, when I've been in this car the few times that I have been, there is kind of a smell of must, and I wouldn't be surprised if this back insert is new. It looks a hell of a lot newer than 22 years old. What that means is that it should have been totaled by an insurance company, because water damage it can take years and years and years and years to rear its head. Just getting into these lights to do an upgrade, I had to pull the bumper off, and then I uncovered a ton of stuff. There's all that was packed down each of the runners of the bumper behind the crush bar, and as I got loose with the bumper itself, I mean, I've already shot back numerous times. I wouldn't be surprised if this is full at this point of rock and mud and silt. So I know I sound kind of perturbed or whatever. It's just because, you know, I know that Scott knew the guy that sold it to him, trusted the guy, and I know the car ran well or whatever, but this should have been a salvage title. And if you go to sell it, somebody could find out that it was in a flood. And so then we have problems. Anyways, just a note. It's not the end of the world though. We're all back together. I was able to realign the bumper here. It was pitched out, I don't know, for whatever reason, but when I got it all back together, here we are. Yeah, she looks good now. I'm not super worried about the flood stuff, to be honest. It's disheartening because we're gonna have, you know, probably nuisance issues throughout the thing. In any case, this is what the new taillights look like. They went in pretty good. These, again, like the headlights, were really cheap, and pretty disappointed with the sealing around. There's especially this top corner. Yeah, so we're gonna have to watch out for these again. You know, it is what it is. But we're just trying to do what we can with what we've got. All right, keep it greasy.